Okay. I'm going to speed through this, or it may feel like I'm speeding through it, but the biggest thing that I want y'all to take away is that this, Robin mentioned this the other day when we talked to her, that this business really is simple. I think sometimes, and y'all may even be overwhelmed with all the different pages and activity and posts and all kinds of stuff, but don't be. I'm really hoping that after tonight, I can just kind of simplify everything for you, and so then you can kind of see what you need to be focused on versus what is just kind of like noise. So let's start with the success kit. First, I have to say that we did not have any kind of resources like this when I started Plexus. So y'all are very lucky. This is really good stuff. We just really kind of had to figure it out as we went, and we made it work, but this is good stuff. So starting with the Plexus in motion. Let's see. So some of this is kind of like duplicate stuff. But this is just like your really simple guide of how you set goals and get from like basically starting out in the business all the way up to like jewel level. And then even the very last page has, just kind of an outline on how many level 1s you need, level 2s, so on and so forth. And I think the idea with going diamond, which is the very top rank in the company, is that if you can get 45 people or, give or take, to get 20 people, then diamond is really attainable. And for y'all, I'm sure that sounds really out of reach, because right now we really just need to focus on getting you to silver, Kamisha, and you to gold, Nikki. But this is a good just kind of outline of how to get from point A to Z. And then you have your what if you could change everything. So these are for like people that you may come across that are interested in the business that you can give them. It really it's a nice just overview of just the business opportunity and kind of where we started in the business, the different products, some testimonies of some of our, top leaders in the company. Robin and 2 of our team members, Summer and Brandy, are in there on page. Oh, there are no page numbers. There you go. They are in towards the back of the of this guide. So it's really cool. It's a really cool little brochure that you can give people that may be interested in business. Then you have your product cards. So this is, I think I should mention that this is like 2.0 of the Success Kit. They just rolled out our first Success Kit 2 years ago. Before that, they kind of gave like this disc that you could listen to and like a couple of like brochures. So this is 2.0 of the Success Kit. And before, the product cards were like separated, but they added this little binder clip here to keep them all together. So that's really nice. And so, as you're out and about, just kind of keep these with you. And if anyone ever has any questions about a particular product, or even you are overhearing someone talk about some issue they have or some ailment they have, you can just pull this out and kind of look through. I mean, it's very, very general, but it's a nice tool to have on you. And then you have the latest product catalog. And then this is nice right here in the middle. If you don't want to carry the product catalog around and you just kind of want to refer to pricing, there's this little paper here right in the middle of the product catalog, and it lists all the products and the 3 options to order: retail, preferred, and ambassador. So you can kind of keep that on you in your purse or whatever you need to do. And then, let's see, and then you have your roadmap to success guide. Now this goes into like a lot of detail about, you know, setting your goals, getting to your first goal, which is getting your first ambassador, you know, set of customers, getting the silver, getting the gold. If you go to page,
I don't know how to get my.
let's see, if you go to page,
Why can I
one of the first things that you're going to want to do when I started, Robin was like, you have at least 100 people in your, you know, circle that you can reach out to about Plexus. And at first I was like, no, I don't know 100 people that want to, you know, try Plexus. And so she was like, start making your list. And so we use we use the Frank's method. So Frank's, and this is on page 21. So friends, relatives, acquaintances, neighborhood, friends, kids, like kids activities, and then service. So like maybe like church, ministry stuff, just people that you know, and those circles. And so the idea is that you're just kind of thinking about your list. Think about all the people that you know. One of the biggest mistakes I made was kind of ruling people out based on what I thought, you know, oh, this person, you know, she doesn't really need to lose weight, so she wouldn't be interested, or she really doesn't have any money for Plexus. Who am I to say what somebody I don't know what people's financial situation is. So don't overthink it. Just make your list. And I think that you'll find when you start making your list that you'll probably go over 100 people. I know a lot of people that they literally list every single person, every single connection they have on Facebook as a start. And so if you have 500, 600, 1,000 people that you know, whether you talk to those people or not, go ahead and list them. Let's see. So yeah, I encourage you guys to, this guide is really, really nice. And it just kind of, if you just want to read, they're separated out by chapters. So if you just want to read like a chapter a day or something like that, it really gives you a good idea of what it takes to work this business well. So I'm going to go through the quick start guide to start. So number one on the quick start guide, you know, being a product of the product. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. You know, I think while this is very much so a, you know, relationship business, like you're connecting with people, you're, you know, reaching out to your network, you're building your network. This, at the end of the day, this is a product business. We are sharing products. And so it's going to be really difficult for you to share these products if you are not consistently taking them yourself. And so I think that there are a lot of people who say, well, you know, I haven't been really taking the products that long, so I don't really want to share them yet. But what I always encourage people to do is just go out. I added y'all to Plexus Journeys page, and that is a page of like over 100,000 ambassadors, and there are thousands of health testimonies on that page. And so, you know, while you're building your own belief in the products and what the products can do, I encourage you to go out there and just like look around, and, you know, if you know someone who has diabetes or fibromyalgia or just wanting to lose weight, or they've got, you know, eczema, psoriasis, literally any diagnosis that you can possibly think of, there are testimonies out there on that page. And so again, while you're building your belief in the products and what they can do, go out there and see how literally life-changing these products are for other people. And then number two is getting to know your success kit. So, talked about that already a little bit, going through this roadmap to success book and just kind of going chapter by chapter and just get your, wrap your arms around everything that is Plexus. And then stating your why. Your why is going to be really important because I'll tell y'all, I hope this business is for you. I hope that you find that it is for you, but it's not going to be for everybody. And so the first thing that you want to do to kind of stay connected to this business or even these products is to know why you're doing it. If there is, you want financial freedom for your family, or you want more time with your kids, or you want to be able to travel more, or, people who really are sick and could really benefit from using these products, whatever it might be, I really want you guys to spend some time thinking about that and jot it down. And I want to follow up with you maybe in a few days so you can share your why with me. My personal why, just so you kind of get an idea of what that looks like for me. The reason that I have been popping up in your inboxes, as Kamisha said the other day, is because because I really do. I've never been a big, prior to Plexus, I really was never that big into supplements. I feel like I'm a relatively healthy person. And by healthy, I mean, I wasn't on any prescription drugs or anything like that. I still can barely walk up the stairs, but that's another story. But I had gotten to a place where, me and my husband, our combined income is solid, but after I had my girls, I was like, I really can't imagine spending the next 30 years, because I just turned 36. I can't imagine spending the next 30 years, 27, 28, driving up and down this highway and sitting in a cube every day. I cannot imagine that. That is a lot of time and a lot of years shaved off my life sitting in traffic, And so the financial part, I mean, the extra money, the supplemental income has been a blessing for sure. And to be able to replace my income at some point is going to be amazing. Don't get me wrong. But it's absolutely the time freedom, and I was also telling Robin the other day that I am not cut out to be a stay-at-home mom. I would probably rather poke my eye out than stay at home with my kids all day long. But I want the flexibility to be able to, when my daughter goes to kindergarten and she has some, middle of the day something, I want to be able to go without having to check in or take the day off for half a day or whatever. I really need that freedom, and I really want that I want to be present for my kids. The other thing is, in terms of my why, I subscribe to Travel Zoo. They send the top 20 travel deals every week, and I love traveling. And, a lot of times those deals are like, fly to Paris for $700, but you have to book by, 11 o'clock today. And, I would love to be able to do that. Just book a trip on a whim and not have to worry about PTO, So in a nutshell, that is my why. And I would say the last thing is my aunt in June passed away from complications from lupus. And I think that it wasn't until then that it really hit me that people are dying every single day and are suffering every single day with illnesses and autoimmune disorders and all kinds of stuff that can totally be, treatable. But because of the cycle of, bad food and antibiotics and medicine and prescriptions and all that stuff, I mean, we're just getting sicker and sicker and sicker as a nation. And I really, truly believe that these products are helping people reverse their diagnosis and live a healthy life. And so that is why I have just continued to stick with Plexus for as long as I have. Number 4, setting your business goals. So I don't think it is wise. I mean, and I say this because we're all busy, right? I don't know about Amanda, but I know most of us on this call are moms, right? And so we don't have a whole lot of free time. We don't have a lot of time to just be sitting around, twirling our thumbs. And so it's going to be really important that out the gate, you set some goals for yourself. And when you do that, just like anything else, you are working with a purpose and not just like, oh, I'm just, out here just doing random stuff with Plexus and kind of in one day, out the next day. Set goals and let's start working towards them, because I don't want anybody's time to be wasted. And it's, unless you set goals, you're just wasting your time. You're just twirling your thumbs. And so let's not do that. Number 5, connecting with your sponsors. So I think we're good there. Number 6, making your Franks list. So I talked about that already. Making your list of at least 100 people that you're going to want to reach out to. One of the things that I did probably a week after I got started with Plexus, I just sent an email to every single person that I had emails for and just said, this is what I'm doing. I kind of told them why I was doing it. I had some baby weight to get off, and I just really wanted to help other moms get healthy. And then, it kind of morphed into, just other things over time. But that's one way you can do it. You can send individual emails. You can announce it on Facebook, whatever you want to do. I definitely recommend that you just set a goal for that over the next week or so to make a plan to kind of launch yourself, your business or whatever. Number 7, setting up face-to-face gatherings, or 3 face-to-face gatherings. Now that we can do that a couple of different ways. We could do Zoom or like online opportunity events with all of us being in different places. That's usually how we have to do it. Our team, we actually host 2 online opportunity events every month. So the first one that we have coming up this month is on the 15th. And then we have another one the week that we do the 7-day challenge. I think it's usually the Thursday or Friday that we do the 7-day challenge. And so those are good opportunities to plug people in to learn more about Plexus and specifically the business opportunity of Plexus. Now, as far as, as you are talking to people and you are finding that, there may be some interest from the people that you're talking to, I'm always available to hop on like a Zoom, or if you just want to plug me in like a 3-way chat on Messenger, Facebook Messenger. It doesn't have to be anything real formal. And usually because people are so busy and on the go, they prefer that anyway. So always flexible with that. Number 8, setting up your virtual office. So that's your back office. So that's where you order your products. You can see if you have team members, you can see your team members. You can see your PV, or what's called personal volume. So that is like your commission. So if you have customers, all that information is going to be in the virtual office. So I suggest that you look around if you haven't already, and just get familiar with the virtual office. Number 9, exploring the Plexus Shareables library. So all of that can be found in the virtual office. And so there are just tons of resources out there, catalogs and just product information, like one-pager, like all kind of stuff is back there, or is there in the virtual office in the Plexus Shareables library. And then number 10 is getting connected and staying connected. So, you know, I mentioned live events already, Zoom events. Kamisha, for you, we have actually a pretty solid team in Houston. And so, you know, whenever they have things, I'll let you know, because I'd love for you to make it out, you know, meet them, all that good stuff. So, so I went through that fast, but I wanted to touch on a couple more things. So I don't want to like belabor the point, but taking your products, you know, really, really, truly being a product of the product. One of the things, I was talking to another team member on Friday, and, you know, she has a huge why. You know, her husband is disabled, and so he is not able to work right now. And so she's working, but she also travels every week for her job, and they have a little boy. And, you know, her husband is getting to a place where he's feeling like, you know, she's gone most of the week, and then when she's back, she's doing Plexus stuff, you know, and so he's feeling a little salty about that. And so, you know, I just reminded her, well, first of all, I'm not in the business of telling you that you should do anything that your husband is saying not to do. I'm not saying that. But I will say that, you know, I reminded her of her why. You know, her why is huge. And unfortunately, nothing good or nothing great comes without a little bit of sacrifice. And so I told her, I said, you know, maybe that means that you are waking up early, you know. She's like, well, I don't want to be sending messages to people early in the morning. Like, well, you gotta make a choice, you know. You gotta make a decision. Is your why big enough for you? And so, you know, the conclusion that I think I've finally come to after all this time is that because I'm so busy, because we're all so busy, I had to set like Plexus business hours. And that way my time is focused, and it's not like I'm not all over the place, you know, always with my head in my phone and doing Plexus stuff, so that, you know, my husband too is like, you know, is that all you do? And so it's going to him and saying, okay, this is what I'm thinking about for the time that I'm dedicating to Plexus to build my business. Are you okay with that? And kind of getting his buy-in. That's going to be really, really important. Like we call that, you know, kind of tying off with your stakeholders, because, you know, those are the people that your husband or your spouses are the ones that you really need to support you in this. And so those two things are going to be really important: setting business hours and kind of sticking with it, and then just tying off with your stakeholders. I'd say the other thing that I wrote down is there is absolutely no reason to reinvent the wheel. I mean, if you're wondering, like, how do I reach out to people? There are scripts. If you are trying to find something to post on Facebook, there are posts that have already been created. There are just all kinds of resources out there. So there is nothing that you need to go and create on your own. If you're ever like looking for something, or you're not sure where to find something, then just ask me and I'll tell you, you know, this is where, I'll tag you, whatever. And so, just be, you know, confident in that there's nothing you have to go out and just kind of make up on your own. And then, you know, we talked about setting goals. That's going to be huge. And even if it's a small goal, even if it's, you know, I'm going to reach out to 10 people this week, or I'm going to send invitations to 50 people this week and invite them to the 7-day challenge, you know, invite them to order a 7-day trial from me of Slim, and invite them to the 7-day challenge that starts on February 19th. Whatever that is, make that your goal. Just make your goals, basically. I'll tell you, speaking of the 7-day challenge, Y'all, that is literally the easiest way to get people who may or may not be interested in Plexus. I mean, I've had both. I've had people that are, you know, kind of on the fence, and they're like, oh, you know, I'm kind of interested in learning more. And then I've had people that are completely like, yeah, I don't even know what it is, but I'd love to learn more. I've had all kinds of people get into that challenge, learn more about the products, hear testimonies, you know, be eligible for product giveaways. And some finish the challenge and they're ready to jump on board. Some don't, but you've planted the seed. And there are people, like I have a one girl that reached out to me out of the blue last week, and she's like, you know, I'm ready to try the products. You know, my gut or my stomach is raggedy and I need help. So definitely leverage the 7-day challenge. I have some scripts that I'll share with you guys that I use to reach out to people. And it's, I mean, you don't want to make it super robotic. I mean, you want to kind of personalize it a little bit, but it's literally like a copy and paste, and that's it, you know? So if you want to, you know, for you, Kamisha, I don't know if you mentioned that you have been talking to some people about, or maybe your family, about the products or about Plexus in general. But this is a good opportunity for you to just kind of send multiple messages out and invite people to learn more about what you're doing with Plexus. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. Oh, actually, there's one other thing. So there is a on page 25 in the Roadmap to Success book, there is a daily income producing activity worksheet. And basically, you know, if you decide that you're going to dedicate, you know, you're going to wake up at 5:30 every day and you're going to work from 5:30 to 6:30, and that's your time with Plexus. That's your business hour. This kind of guides you on like what you're covering or what you're doing to kind of keep your time productive. And so, you know, sharing Plexus with 3 new people, following up with 3 people, customers or ambassadors, you know, adding 3 new friends on Facebook. So that's going to be huge, you know, adding new friends on Facebook, because you're wanting to constantly like build your business and, you know, build your network, or not build your business, build your network. You know, a big part of this is building yourself up, you know, positive affirmations. You know, there are not a lot of people. Oh, like, what am I trying to say? So there are a lot of very insecure people. is what I found along this journey. They don't do well with rejection, and they view this as, you know, they're stepping right into like a rejection like bomb, right? Because every time they reach out to someone and they say, oh no, or they get ignored or whatever, I mean, it just breaks them down. And so the affirmations are going to be really, really important for that reason. I mean, I don't know. I don't think I'm insecure. I don't think I'm like overly confident, but you know, I've had seasons where I'm like, if one more person tells me no, like I'm done. I'm over this. But you know, I had to keep my why in front of me, and I feel like my why is significant enough for me to keep, you know, forging ahead, and that's why I'm still doing this. And so the affirmations are going to be a big one for you to just kind of recite to yourself every day. You know, reviewing your goals, keeping your goals in front of you, spending 15 minutes in your virtual office. So that is kind of just knowing where your points are month to month. You know, if you see somebody, they don't have a subscription order, or they've turned off their subscription or whatever, then you want to follow up with those people. I know I had someone on our team at the end of January she had 13 people who she was expecting to order that did not order. And she was freaking out on the 30th of the month trying to figure out what she was going to do. Don't do that to yourself. If you're in there several times a week and you kind of know what's going on in your business, you know what's going on with your people, then when you get to the end of the month, it's not going to be a huge shock when, you know, a couple people haven't ordered or whatever, because you've already followed up with them, right? And then dedicating time to your health, you know, kind of paying attention. This is not a diet, you know, this is an overall just kind of healthy lifestyle that we're trying to lead here. And so we're not suggesting that you count your calories or whatever, but you know, making sure that you're getting your water in, staying active, that kind of thing. And I don't think I mentioned on the call on Friday with Robin, but Kamisha and Nick, both of y'all are dancers. I don't know if y'all knew that about each other. So and y'all are good dancers too, by the way. So I'm sure, anyway, the reason I share those because I'm sure that because you dance, that, you know, that's a lot of activity and calories that you're burning every week. And then just building your brand is the last thing there, you know, posting about Plexus, you know, incorporating, you know, lifestyle, or just post about your life. People want to know about your life. You know, people want to see your cute kids, and they want to, they just want to see what you're doing. And so, and not like in a stalker way, you know, or like you're oversharing, just putting like all your business out there. That's not that's too much too, because there are definitely people who do that, and it's overkill. But just kind of balancing all of that out, and it, you know, any kind of motivational post. Nikki, you put a good one out there just about like your planner and getting your daughter organized and that kind of thing. That was really good. Yeah, so that is that's what your kind of daily, what we call IPA, or income producing activity, should look like. And that, again, that keeps you and your time focused. So you're not just like, okay, let me see, I'm working Plexus today, and you're just like scrolling Facebook, and that's not productive at all. So I know, because I do that sometimes. Okay, so it looks like, okay, we have 6 minutes left. What questions do y'all have? Was that like, I mean, do you feel like this is something that, you know, can be done? Do you feel like I said it was simple, but it's really not? What are you thinking? Nothing? You're not thinking anything?
I think it's attainable.
Okay.
Definitely. I already went through all this kit, and I think it's laid out really nicely, better than when I got thrown in the RNF. So I was like, oh wow, this is like everything you need to know right here.
Yeah. It is.
And that 7-day trial is awesome. Like, there's like, I've already got 3 people for it, so I'm hoping that they'll, and because it's $25. That's cheaper than taking your kids to McDonald's, honestly.
Yeah.
You know. And so, hey, let's try it for a week and see how it goes. So
yeah. And again, the nice thing about the 7-day challenge is you're not going to be able to convert 100% of the people, but you planted the seed. And it's also good, you know, when people get exposure to what Plexus is and all the products do, they start thinking about different people that could potentially use the products. And so I've had people say, you know, I just want the vitamins for my kids, but such and such could probably use the triplex, you know, and then, you know, that's a referral right there. And so that's another reason. I mean, I will promote the 7-day challenge until I'm blue in the face. I just really believe in it. It's a good crash course for people who really just want to be nosy. They just want to try.
They want to know what the heck that
drink is. Yeah, exactly. So any other thoughts or questions?
I don't think I have any other questions.
Okay. So, hi, Amanda. I don't think we've met officially. Welcome to the team.
Thank you. I'm sitting here working, so.
Oh,
And my child and my boyfriend are in the background.
okay. No, you're good. You're good.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
Right here, and Sarah.
Oh, what do you do?
I do eyelash extensions.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
You said you were working. You were really working. Like you're doing eyelashes right now. Okay.
And there's Cam.
Hi. How old are you?
6.
Oh, wow. You're a big boy.
Body.
All right, y'all. Okay, so last thing is I told you that I was gonna start just a chat group, and it's just for just this month. You know, I'm gonna share some scripts and just some other. It's just a place for like, as you guys are talking to people and you know questions come up or whatever, you know, just ask them in the chat to me, and you know I can respond quickly. And we'll go from there.
Okay.
Sounds
good. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for jumping on the call tonight.
Awesome. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Bye.
Bye, everybody.